Hello, good afternoon. This is David Sutter talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions for the upcoming trading week of February 10 through February 14, 2020. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all the major currency pairs on a 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute time frame, and I'm going to compare that to larger time frames such as the 4-hour, daily, and weekly, and then give you my analysis of what I think is going to happen this coming week. Okay. So to begin with, if we look here at Euro USD, okay, we see that the price has been in a steady downtrend all week, okay, and it looks like it has hit a fairly strong level of support. Now we see here on the at least on the 30-minute chart, we had an up arrow, but then it never really went up, right? So now we have another up arrow. So the question is it finally going to go up? Now if we look at the 4-hour chart, okay, I'm going to show you this. Look at the 4-hour chart, we finally have an up arrow indicating that this is a very strong level of support, okay? The higher the time frame, the stronger the signal, okay? So on the 4-hour chart, this is definitely a go for a buy, okay? But it could drop even further, we don't know, okay? If we look here on the daily chart, we have a red arrow but no up arrow, okay? It never formed an up arrow. And it formed an up arrow way back here. Okay, if I mark that right here, okay, we see that's a very, very strong level of support. And according to this, it could drop down to that same level. We don't know. It could go back up a ways and then come back down more. I'm thinking that it's going to retrace, come back up for the first part of the week, okay, and then it's going to drop even more. That is my predictions for this week, okay. If we look at the weekly chart kind of shows the same thing as the daily. It has hit a strong level of support here and never really formed an uptrend. Okay, it has been riding pretty much in a sideways fashion. Now we do notice that the Euro USD has dropped considerably in the last couple of weeks. Okay, it has been forming a downtrend, as you can see, right? So whatever goes down must come back up, okay, and whatever goes up must come down. Same, you know, that's just how it is in Forex. We have trends and cycles. So is it done heading down? No. Is it finished its travel? No. I think it's going to continue more. But, well, all we have to do to be 100% safe, if you look here on the 4-hour chart, draw yourself a trend line like this, okay? And wait for that trend to break, okay? You can even, well, you probably could draw from here like that if you want. We got 1, 2, 3 points that match up. If it breaks this trend line, I would say that it's definitely going to be going up, okay? But I feel strongly that it's going to be dropping further, okay? Now it may break the trend line and go up, okay? And we see a level of resistance right here. So it could go up, hit this resistance, and come down further. That is what I'm projecting to happen this week, okay? So in the beginning of the week, look to buy, but wait for the trend line to break. Once it buys, you can easily catch a few hundred pips or points, okay, depending on your broker. And then around Wednesday or so, we should see a reversal and we should see it drop down further, okay? So that is my predictions for Euro USD. Now moving on to Pound USD, GBPUSD, we kind of see a similar fashion, okay? The price ended a lot lower than where it began, and it had been kind of a slow downtrend, okay? And now the question is this finished going down? Okay, if we look at the 4-hour chart, we have a strong signal to buy, okay? How strong is this? We don't know. Will it drop any further, okay? Again, if we look at the daily chart, it has never formed an up arrow, okay? Never formed a blue arrow. So I think that this is going to drop even more. But now GDP has been fighting to go back up, going into post-Brexit. We don't know 100% exactly what's going to happen. We see it coming down, but I think, just like Euro USD, we were going to see it retrace and come back up and then come down again, okay? We see here on the, let me delete this trend line real quick, but we see here on the weekly chart, we have an up arrow, but no red arrow, right? So that indicates that long term, this is definitely going up. And if you draw a trend line like this, look at this, check this out. Okay, right now, this price is sitting at a pretty strong level of support. It's slightly broke already. So I'm thinking it's going to drop, okay? Because if you see here on the daily chart, it's definitely broken that support. It's starting to, okay? Now it could retrace and go back up. We don't know. And what I think is going to happen, let me zoom out a bit. What I think is going to happen is this price already broke. I think this is going to form a resistance now. This was a support, broke, and it's going to form a resistance. So you're going to see the price come back up, touch this trend line, okay? And then we go back down further, okay? So in the first Monday or Tuesday, you should see this price go up, all right? You should be able to catch a few hundred points going up. And then around Wednesday, you're going to see this price start dropping again, okay? Usually around the middle of the week, anyhow, we see strong reversals. Okay, we see prices, movements change and patterns change, right? So look for this to go up in the beginning of the week, and then around the middle of the week, look for this to drop, okay? Moving on to Australian dollar, US dollar, more or less we see a flat range of market, okay? The price ended pretty much where it began, and the price had come up and back down, as you can see right here, okay? So now, it looks like it's at a pretty strong level of support and should be going up. Now, if we look at the 4-hour chart, watch this. 4-hour chart shows a strong level of support, okay? And more or less, we have a doji candle which formed a cross here, which generally speaking indicates a reversal in the market. So this AUDUSD should be going up, okay? It started going up. When I made my predictions last week, I predicted that Australian dollar, US dollar would be going up, which it did, but then it came back down again, okay? And it come back down to the same level of support, okay? Now, look at the daily chart, we have a up arrow, okay? And the price has hit, the price right now is at a strong level of support where it has hit before, okay? So I feel very strongly that this will be going up. It has been fighting for quite some time now, okay? Now, you see here on the weekly chart even, we have an up arrow. And let's look at the monthly, and the monthly as well. Okay, so all indicators are pointing up. We're at a very, very strong level of support. Only problem is we are not at an all-time low. You see back here, way back in 2008, the price was at, you know, a even lower point, okay, about 1,000 points lower. So we can mark this, you know, this low point right here and say that the price could drop to that level. I don't know. I don't think so, but it's very, very possible. I'm thinking this price is going to be going up. Now, what we can do is, if you go back here on the daily chart, okay, this is a good chart to look at. We have a downtrend coming down like this, okay? And we can mark this as our resistance, all right? And what we're looking for is the price to break about 2 candles above this resistance line here, this trend line. Once it breaks above this trend line, okay, that is when we want to buy. That is when we're going to get into this Australian dollar and start buying it, okay? So hold on. What I think is going to happen is we're going to see a flat range in market this week, okay, for the next few days. Probably towards the end of the week, we should see a breakout, okay? That is what I'm predicting. We're going to see the price go up, back down, go up and down, and eventually it's going to break out, okay? So we're going to see a flat range of market this week. If you want, I would use a 15-minute, maybe even 30-minute chart and trade off of that. Trade on highs and lows, both buy and sell this week, okay? Do not discount either one. You can buy and sell, but just confirm your trend lines on the 15-minute chart and you'll be fine, okay? Do not look for like huge pips on every movement, okay? You can get like 50 to 100 pips every single trade. You're good, okay? So more or less you're gonna be scalping the Australian dollar, US dollar this week, okay? Moving on to US dollar, Swiss franc, okay? Now we're seeing the opposite, okay? The other pairs have gone down. This one has a steady uptrend, okay? And as we see on Friday with non-farm payroll, we had a small spike up, but it looks like we've hit a pretty strong level of resistance. Okay, now how strong that resistance is, we don't know. Will it continue to go up? Now, if we look at the 4-hour chart, we see that yes, we're at a pretty strong level of resistance. We have a level here that was slightly broken here, and then again it was slightly broken here. So every time we have a strong level of resistance, eventually it gets broken, okay? And that's normal in the Forex world, okay? All levels of support or resistance eventually will get broken, okay? It's just a matter of time. Now the question is, okay, it broke this resistance, you know, by a few hundred pips, but is it going to continue to go up or is it going to drop? I think it's going to drop. Now, if you look here on the daily chart, wow, daily chart shows it still wants to go up. And, you know, it went, like I said, it went up, down, back up again, and this time it went higher than it ever did before in the last few weeks. If you go to the weekly chart, however, we have a down arrow but no up arrow. So long term, this is going to be dropping, okay? And the monthly chart shows to go down as well. So if you come here on the weekly, we try to find a solid trend line. I don't know how solid how good this is, but that right there shows a downtrend, okay? So the price could potentially come up to this level, okay? But what I think is, you know, this price is not going to come up to that level anytime soon, okay? This is on a weekly chart. It's going to take weeks, maybe even months before it hits. What's going to happen is this price is going to be riding sideways for a while, and you're going to see a gradual uptrend. You're going to see a lot of highs and lows, but a gradual uptrend, and it's eventually going to hit somewhere around here, okay? As you can tell, the dollar is fighting to go into a downtrend, so we cannot expect any big gains. But yes, this will be going up long term, all right, in the next few weeks. So what I think is going to happen this week, okay, this particular week, according to the 4-hour chart, we're going to see a drop, okay? Probably the first part of the week we're going to see a drop, and then around the middle of the week we should see the price spike back up again. And it's kind of the opposite of what we saw with EURUSD, okay? Let me adjust my camera a bit. So like I said, expect the price to go down in the beginning of the week, and then around Wednesday or so, expect the price to come back up, okay? Moving on to US dollar, Japanese yen, okay? You kind of see the same fashion, okay? The price has been a steady uptrend, but more or less, once it got to this point, it just was in a flat range of market and has not formed any downtrends. It has not really continued to go up. It's just kind of flat right now, right? Like a pancake. So question is, we come to the 4-hour chart, what's going to happen this week? Okay, it never formed a down arrow, which is kind of odd. All right, it looks like it hit a strong level of resistance and started to come back down. All right, it's kind of odd. Now if we look at the daily chart, we do have a down arrow right here. So I think we will be seeing a drop, okay? From the US dollar Swiss franc, we're getting ready to see a drop, and the US dollar Japanese yen, we're going to see a drop. Even though there's not a down arrow right here. If we look at the 1-hour chart, there is, okay? So that indicates that we're at a pretty strong level of resistance, and it's already going into a downtrend, okay? You could almost mark that downtrend like that, okay? It's not perfect, but we will see. There's a point right here, so I don't know. It's too early to tell exactly what's going to happen, but I think this is our downtrend, okay? So we can follow this down. So basically what's going to happen this week for the US dollar Japanese yen is we should see this price continue to drop at least Monday and Tuesday, okay? Around Wednesday or so, we probably will see a reversal, okay? And we see the price come back up. So in the end, it's going to be like a flat range of market, but do trade off of a 15-minute or even 30-minute chart, and watch your trend lines on a 30-minute chart, okay? Just, you can buy and sell, it doesn't matter. But like I said, beginning of the week drop, the rest of the week go up. US dollar, Canadian dollar, this is kind of odd, but it really didn't do much of anything. It was in a flat range of market. It had come up, and the price hit this level of resistance and slightly broke, but now it's just sitting here, right? So what's going to happen this week? So let's look at the 4-hour chart, okay? The 4-hour chart shows we're also at a very strong level of resistance and should be going down, okay? It's already formed 2 red candles. it's starting to slowly work its way down. Okay, if you look here on the daily chart shows to go up still, and the weekly chart shows to go down. Okay, delete that trend line. But overall, I think it's going to be dropping. Okay, if you look at the daily, it looked like it's hit a pretty strong level of resistance that it hit before. Even though there's no down arrow here, no down arrow here, we did have a down arrow right here. Okay, so even though it's not quite there, I do feel that this will be dropping. All right, so again, expect the US dollar, Canadian dollar to drop at least the first half of the week. Okay, and then around the middle of the week, we should see a reversal and we should see it come back up. So do trade off the 30-minute chart. If you put it on 30-minute right now, you see that it's definitely coming down, right? You have a strong down arrow. I would probably wait for an up arrow. It's going to hit a support in here somewhere, and then, you know, and then we're going to see it come back up. So you'll be have a lot of opportunities to both buy and sell. Just really watch your 30-minute and 15-minute chart. Okay, that's all I can say for that. Okay, so this is my weekly trade predictions. If you have any questions at all about how to trade this, or my analysis, or if you even want me to look at another currency pair, if you want me to look at your analysis, and you have a question at all, just contact me on Facebook. Okay, that's all I ask. There's a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. You can always contact me there. Also, there is a link for my private Facebook group. You can join my Facebook group and post any questions or comments in my Facebook group. This way, myself and other traders can assist you, and we can all collaborate as a team. Okay, that is my whole purpose of having that Facebook group. Okay, so anyhow, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know how I can help you. Reach out to me. Thank you, and have a wonderful week.